That's his thing.
And
Hey,
like he, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
And like he invented gay. Like this what we supposed to do, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Stupid. He's stupid.
Like, gay God.
It's a lot.
Even gay people be like, come on.
Yeah, bruh. You
Get
don't
it
even
off
play.
your mouth.
You don't even play guitar.
Right? And why are you pulling the strings like that? Like that? This is too much. It's too
I
much. That's too much, Quay. Look at that. I had to
that,
share it.
that's what he want to do.
I guess he
If
ain't
that's
hurt nobody.
He ain't hurt nobody. That's what he want to do.
But we should be able to talk about him and nobody get offended, though.
Well, but we in the oh man, but we in a day and age now. You can't even make a joke. Okay, now, man, I want to save it. I mean, we're live right now, kind of while people make their way in. Okay. But I wanted to save it as one of the topics we're talking about. So I'm gonna try to put a pin on that. But can we? You know what I'm saying? Can we do that? Because we're saying other people can't do it. You know what I'm saying? Like we're saying white people can't make jokes about black people. And that's unfair. If we want to make a joke about somebody, we allowed to make a joke about somebody. But if somebody jokes on us, then now everybody gets mad. So you know what I'm saying? What are we gonna do? What up, Hams?
But it depends. You can make fun of us. I'm open. You know what I'm saying?
I'm open too. Just keep it classy. A joke is a joke to me. Keep it classy. You know what I'm saying? Some people might get their feathers ruffled. That's okay. Get your feathers ruffled sometimes. It's a joke. It's funny. And a third, what up, and a third? Welcome to the Unique and Cheese Show. DJ Hams, good morning, brother.
Like if I'm playing a dozens with somebody and they be like, and I'm getting them and they come with pick up my cotton, I can't get mad at that. To me, it's a joke. It's a joke. Yeah. I know he don't mean it like you're a real N-word like that. Like, come on, cuz let's just enjoy the time. And I was like, you got me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
DJ Diamond Lee, what's up? It is what it is. I think what changes the playing field is where you do it. Because us doing the playing the dozens with each other, we just hanging out in the room and stuff. But if you're on a platform, and you're saying some stuff, I think that's where you get in more trouble. Because not everybody hearing you is gonna understand kind of where you're coming from or what you're saying. Even though you and the people in the room that you're with can know that you're joking.
Right.
But if somebody else don't hear it like a joke,
that's it.
Then that's it. And that's all she wrote. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about today because of what happened to that radio DJ in Buffalo. Did you hear about that?
I haven't.
He was comparing like the shade of black women to toast.
Oh.
So he was saying how he don't like his toast like Serena color. He'd rather have his toast like Holly Berry color or something like that.
It's fine. It is what it is.
And excuse my ignorance, you know what I'm saying? But I didn't see the harm in that. I didn't see it. I didn't catch it. Whatever it was, I did. It went over my head. I'm guessing.
And he was a white guy.
He's a white guy. I'll try to grab the clip so I can play it for us. Good morning, KK. I'll try to grab the clip so I can play it.
Good morning, KK.
It went over my head of what the travesty was. You know, not to get fired, to get disciplinary action, I can see yes, but to get completely fired, kicked off your show, they had sponsors pull funding and stuff from the radio station and all. I'm like, whoa, like, yikes! What's up, Erica? Good morning, Erica.
Good morning, Erica. I bless you, Erica.
We're gonna give it a second for some few folks can make their way inside. We're gonna drop that intro at 9:05. Intro's going down at 9:05.
Chris,
like we got a whole slew of stuff to talk about today, man.
Hey, why you have your son in the back? He did something incredible.
Yes, he was born. And that's from his marching band. I gotta hang up Quinn's poster on this side. That's what I'll do. I'll hang up Quinn's poster on this side.
Can I send you my picture when I was in a marching band?
Yes, I need room. I need to put stuff in the trash. So send me some stuff so I can put it in my trash can.
But I'm like this way in the picture though.
Exactly. That's exactly why I'm going to throw
it away. Good morning, KK. How's your week, KK?
Good morning, Cheese. Week's been all right. I'll be right back.
Cheese, DJ Ham said hello to you.
Hi, Hams.
So did DJ Dre. DJ Dre said hello to you too. What's up, Dre?
How you doing, Dre?
Morning, Dre.
How you doing, Dre? You look good, Dre. You got
Don't
baby
look
hair?
good. He got baby hairs. He got 8 baby hairs. 8. He got 8 baby hairs. Turn up. We got about 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We'll drop the intro, then get this thing started. When I play like the jazz music and stuff in the background, can you hear it?
Yes, I can. It's good. I like it.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the other computer so we can add it because I was gonna try to not do it this time, but
it sounds good. I enjoy it. It keeps us like when we get that silent treatment and you hear it, it keeps the flow going. To me, it sounds really professional.
Okay, let me grab the computer. Entertain the guest while I grab the computer.
Entertaining guest. Who want to see a nipple hair?
I think they've already seen a pair or two.
Not a nipple hair though. Nipple hair.
Oh.
It ain't nothing like a nipple hair. I'm telling you that right now.
I would not know about it.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone had a great week. Well, we still at the end of the week. This is me being very professional as I can be. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You know what's going on?
Yes, how was your week, sir? How was
it was spring break?
He had spring break last week. This week he's back in school.
Oh, yeah. Our kids have it this week, so it's been pretty.
DJ Dre, don't you encourage cheese?
What'd he say?
He said you're funny.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Did I make you laugh?
This is for who said that? GJ Beats.
That's for DJ Dre. Go ahead, shake him, shake the ninnies for him. Shake him. Turn up. Show him the hair on it though.
Do it look like I'm riding a horse?
Yeah, kind of.
Are we starting in the hole?
Quay wanted me to
keep what?
going.
It's like, are we starting in the hole? Because get out.
He lives there. He lives in the hole.
What's a hole? I ain't no hole. Well, sometimes it depends, honey.
He lives there. That's where he lives. So 2 more minutes. We'll drop the intro in 2 more minutes. 2 more minutes. If you know anybody who wants to join us, share the live, whether it be on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube. Please share the live.
How's your son doing in his job?
I mean,
he's doing fine.
So far, so good. He don't run home and be like, "Yo, son, this is what happened today." Yeah. The most we get out of him is, "It was fine. It was okay." Yeah.
So is he saving? What is he doing with his moolah?
Oh, he's saving because he don't got no bills. So
yeah. And he ain't into shoes and stuff, huh?
No.
Yeah, so he just that money stacking.
He's not into shoes. He's just into his video games with his friends.
I wish I was like that. Damn, I wish I was like that.
Yeah, I feel you.
I wish he had a little bit more with social skills.
No, that's perfect. Like I wish I was just what is it called, an introvert?
Introvert, yeah.
Yeah. Like
DJ Hams, he works for San Bernardino County in their clerical office. So
yeah, some behavioral center.
Yeah, he does filing and all kinds of stuff like that for him. So
because look how easy his life is. He don't have to worry about girls. He don't worry about clothes. That's material, right? He just focus on whatever he's focused on.
And that's our only beef because he don't got nothing that he's focused on.
But he will. Yes. He's still a baby. He's young.
I mean, we're trying to be as patient as we can possibly be.
Patient.
But but when you,
I know. I am blessed.
My mama in heaven, like, when you gonna
when you gonna get your life together? Like, Mama, I'm 45.
It is true.
You ain't doing nothing.
My brother used to be all over the place at this age, so my mom was scared of what kind of trouble he was getting in. So
Come on, absolutely. You know where he's at. You know he's in a safe place. He's not doing nothing violent, nothing ignorant. It's beautiful. In Jesus' name, like, think about that. Like, damn, dude. And I hope and pray my son be like that. I hope he don't start getting girl crazy. And
that's one of the things I hear a lot from the older guys, even a lot of the entertainers, actors, rappers, athletes and stuff. They said, if you can go back and talk to your younger self, what would you tell your younger self? And majority of people said, leave them girls alone. They're gonna be there. They're gonna be there when you know what I'm saying, when you show up, but just leave them girls alone.
Leave them alone, man.
Leave them alone. Same thing for the ladies too. Yeah, leave them guys alone. Leave them guys alone. It's gonna be there. All that relationship stuff, it will be there. You ain't missing out on nothing. Focus on what you want to get accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely. Falling in love at 18. Look at you. And then, like, dude, it's like, it's too much. And you chasing, you get your heart broken. It's just, it's overrated, dude. Like,
all right, let me drop this. Let me drop this intro. Then let's get busy.
Party people. Cheesy. Unique.
Yo, what's up? Yo, it's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show. It's Unique and Cheese. Here we go. It's Unique and Cheese. Let's start the show.
That was cool, right?
Cool. Greetings, everybody. Good morning and welcome to the Unique and Cheese Show. So glad to see you. Salita's in the building. Hey, good morning, Salita. My cousin Zakia's in the building. What up, Zakia? Good morning. Shakalaka's in the building. Good morning, Shakalaka. Is this a new stuffed animal you have?
No,
it's better than the sock. It's better than the sock.
This is 7, dude.
Oh, right.
He's gonna entertain me though for a minute. He thought about it. He was like, "I'm not doing it."
I am not. What's up, Zakia? I'm so glad, and Salita, so glad you guys joined us this morning on the Unique and Cheese Show. So Mr. Cheese, how was your week, sir?
It was good, man. I have something important news I have to tell you guys.
You pregnant?
No, almost. That I got the vaccine shot and no joke, dude. I woke up this morning and look what happened, bro.
What happened?
I grew a tail. I'm serious. Do I cut it?
Hey, no, you got to rock it now.
Okay.
You got to rock it now.
I'm gonna put some pearls on it.
You stupid. Oh wow. Okay. Miss KK, how was your week this week?
Shoot, I can't compete with that. Week was okay. We celebrated our youngest 15. She's 15.
What?
I
can't believe that.
Feel old.
I don't either, but man, 15 years old. And what's crazy about that is when we say our youngest turned 15.
Wow.
The time just be like,
that's like, do you feel old?
I know.
Your youngest is 15. I'm like, no. If anything, I feel old because my oldest is 18. Like, shoot. Like,
right.
The youngest is 15. The oldest is 18.
Yeah.
What's the middle one?
She'll be 17 in June.
Oh my.
Yeah, they are growing. I mean,
they growing
when they were first born. So
absolutely.
I still want a copy of the video. I still want a copy of the video that you had of them at your house when they're flipping on the couch and stuff. Oh, they're so classic. Cute. They're
I got so
cute
many
in that video.
We got a lot of videos of them when they were babies.
What up, Pokey?
I send it to you guys.
That was probably the first time they had any kind of freedom like that.
Yeah,
we
would never take them to people's houses and stuff. Yeah,
I see why.
I was happy to see though. I was happy to see that they were open to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Man, they was loving kids. That's what kids do. Come on, man.
Turn up. Salita said women don't get. Salita said women don't get old. They get fabulous.
That's
you see that,
girl.
Women don't.
We just get fabulous.
Y'all get fabulous.
He knows.
Some of y'all get old though. I seen some of my high school classmates. They look like my mama friends. I'm like, nah, man. But they be trying to sneak in your DMs. How you doing, James? I'm like, I'm good.
But what do you think after knowing us for 20 years?
Y'all look good.
I'm getting like as I age, I think I was more frumpy back then. Like,
yeah, y'all take care of yourself though. Y'all in the gym. Y'all actors and models. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not the regular people.
That is not the truth. I'm about to say, who are you talking about? Like that's
where they at? Where they going?
Oh my goodness.
No, y'all take care of yourself though. Y'all do.
We
y'all
make sure we get on track just to, get slightly on track to be off. But we don't completely fall off. I guess.
No, y'all don't fall. Y'all, because I'm gonna let you know when you fall. Because I'm gonna talk about you.
Not completely, because so you guys remember our guest Sean Antonio.
Yeah,
so we've been having sessions with Sean Antonio after we had him as a guest. And one of the things that he and I are talking about is like self-sabotage. You know what I'm saying? And why I get into the habit of self-sabotaging. Like I'll go to the gym, get my body where I want to get it to, be like, oh, this is cool. And then be like, okay, I'm be done. Be like, okay, let me not go no more. And I'm just going to eat. And then you get fat. And then you got to go back again. Be like, God, you know what I'm saying? But it's been a cycle every time. Every time. So I think we haven't come to the total determination yet. I read a book recently. It's called Stop Doing That Shice or She's Stop Doing That. And it's a book basically about self-sabotage. It's like, you know what I'm saying? And some of the things that people do when they make excuses or they blame their childhood or where they're from, and like all this baggage of stuff that people use as a crutch of why they, do damage to themselves.
Is the book Stop Doing That Shit? Is that actual title of the book?
Yeah, I didn't want to say shit just yet because I'm like, it's 9:12. I didn't want to.
Book.
I know.
But that is
But
what works for me is that, I have a range, the range that I'm not supposed to pass on the top, and range that I don't necessarily want to pass at the bottom, which is like 10 pounds. So as long as I'm in between it, and if I'm right in the middle, like it's like relaxed day. Like I don't have to worry about me going over that upper range or going under that lower range if I'm in that mid range. But sometimes you splurge a little, and believe me, even within 5 days, 5 to 10 pounds, it's really not that hard to gain.
Ain't that crazy?
Oh no,
it is amazing, but it takes about 2 to 3 weeks to lose it.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. That's crazy.
But that's on my mind. That it tells me that's
in my mind.
And I've been maintaining, I guess, for a past year or two.
Good for you.
I think you should, maybe if you have a range, people can, try to stick to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
My range is usually if I walk and my stomach move while I'm walking, I'm like, oh, okay, I done did too much.
Yes.
I done did too much. You know what I'm saying? So usually if I can move without a moving stomach, I'm doing pretty good.
Right, good morning, at the third.
Yeah, and the third joined us yesterday from Cleveland. Terry rated my page yesterday. That was cool. Glad to have you in the building.
When you're having these kind of conversations, so.
It is. Yeah. It is. I was telling KK this morning, one of my old guy things. If I would have been an athlete, if I would have focused on sports growing up, I would probably had to have knee surgery already, probably on both my knees. I can feel that, you know what I'm saying, with the little bit of activity that I do. I can feel it in my knees. That's my old guy thing. I got to put some Robitussin on my knees or something. Man, this ain't feeling right.
Do you think this is because he's doing these activities as a slightly overweight person, rather because when he's in shape, like he says, he slows down and he relaxes. But after he puts on that extra pounds, that's when he pounds on his knees. So
it could be.
It could be.
Yes. Absolutely.
I know when my stomach gets bigger, my back hurts more.
That's crazy.
Also, yeah. My back be like, hey, Crip cuz, you better get some of that off the front. I can't carry all this around, homie. Yeah.
I've also recognized that women who have big upper bodies, they have back pains, but women with, bottoms that are blessed with the bottoms, they also have back pains. I've recently.
Really?
Because when they lay down, there's that space on their back of their curve.
Oh.
So they would have.
You're like, ooh, tell me a little bit more about that. Like,
that's sexy. You know how she described it.
The bottom and the back would curve a bit. So that.
Right.
So we're studying like different positions that some other people.
I'm gonna have to, Kevin. Big shout out to Kev. VA's in the building. Turn up. VA's in the building. I'm gonna have to
Kevin Hart?
Yes, Kevin Hart. Kevin said to put some Epsom salt in it. Kevin, we're gonna bring you up on the show because Kevin is hilarious. We're gonna just have one. We're gonna have one big gigantic silly fest. So let's start light. Let's start light with all the stuff that's happening right now. I'm excited about some of the announcements that Versus has made, and I want to get you guys to weigh in on some of these. So on April 4th, it's going to be the Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Earth, Wind, and Fire got him.
Earth, Wind, and Fire got him. I love the Isley Brothers. They got an amazing catalog. Amazing catalog. But I don't think it's touching Earth, Wind, and Fire's catalog. I just don't.
One of they singles just, but they've been out since the 40s, though.
Isley Brothers is deep. The Isley Brothers is deep. Like their collection is super deep. Like me and my brother might have to do one of these fake one of these fake verses. But in the chat, what do you guys think of the Isley Brothers versus Earth, Wind, and Fire? That's going down April 4th for verses. I want to see what you guys. What you guys think? KK, what do you think? Do you know anything about the Isley Brothers?
Well, I believe during my very younger days, I've heard a few of them, but not really. Earth, Wind, and Fire is more what I listen to.
Word. Okay, so think of this. Cheese and Ham, too, because Ham, you know a lot of their catalog. For those who know their catalog, just think Between the Sheets. If they did like Between the Sheets versus like, I don't know, Emotions or something like that for Earth, Wind, and Fire, Between the Sheets is a very hard song to beat.
Yeah, it is.
Another song that is hard to beat is For the Love of You.
Don't do that song like that. Don't do that.
What?
You beat that song up.
I'm just trying to give you an example. But that's another one. That's another one of their records too. Twist and Shout is a huge song of theirs.
Which one is the one
Spill
with
the
Summer?
wine, dig that girl. That's a huge song of theirs too. I think we shitting on Isley Brothers. Summer Breeze.
That one
too. So I think maybe we just spoke too early. I still think Earth, Wind, and Fire is going to squeak it out. But now that we're naming songs, you know what I'm saying? Isley Brothers got some bangers.
Yeah.
I got one of their best of albums, and there's at least 30 records in that one best of, and that's just like a volume 1 of the best of stuff. Like, you know what I'm saying? They ain't nothing to thumb your nose at. Yeah, Erica said that lady. Who's that lady?
Especially if they bring Mr. Biggs, bring R. Kelly on the stage.
Hey, don't do that. Don't do that to yourself.
I
like what Shakalaka said. Shakalaka said we are not worthy of that experience, and that is true. That is one of the things that I feel like we are fortunate to be alive in a time where we can watch the Isley Brothers go at it with Earth, Wind, and Fire for the love of music. Oh, that's right. My gosh.
So are they going to be a live band? Is it going to be like, are they going to just have their DJs?
I don't know. It didn't say specific how they were going to do it, but wouldn't that be amazing if they was hitting that joint live? Oh.
It has to be. They don't do DJs.
Ooh.
They don't roll that way.
No, they don't roll that way.
You know what I'm saying?
It's gotta be pretty exciting because all the verses that I've seen you do and the ones that you listen to, the real verses that is. I mean, I may not know these grooves, but definitely when the songs come out, it's okay. Because I may not know one artist as much as the other artist, but when I actually hear it, I'm like, oh, I can see.
Yeah. What's that noise?
That's the dog chewing on the chew toy.
That kind of reaction.
Y'all got to get them out of there.
Yes, I will.
She ain't doing nothing to you. That's what she does. Right now. That's what she does to get attention. Like she's literally like a baby. Like she literally be like, "Look at me, see me, touch me, just know I'm here." Like it's crazy. But anyway, so the more we talk about their catalog, the more I'm realizing that wait a minute, this ain't gonna be no walk in the park.
No walk in the park.
Ain't gonna be no walk in the park. Now another one that's been announced. I kind of feel more like it's going to be a walk in the park unless they start doing things like maybe what the artist has written for other people. Because I feel like I'll start randomly cleaning during the whole thing. No, Salida, you can't clean during that. You got to sit there and watch that with a glass of wine. You can't. That ain't for the background.
I think she mean that like in a joking way because it's cleaning music. You know how you clean on Saturday morning and you play the Isley Brothers or Earth, Wind, and Fire.
But for this, though, you got to have a glass of wine and, you know what I'm saying, be in this. You got to, woo. But for one of the ones that was announced for Mother's Day weekend, May 9th, is going to be SWV versus Escape. This is one of the ones I don't know if Escape can handle SWV. SWV gonna mollywop them.
I've never even heard of Escape.
Hey.
Oh, raindrops on me. They'll kill him with that one, right? That one. You'd be like, who is Escape?
They better escape after that. Ron Isley does. Ron Isley does have hits separate from the group. I guess he can play some of those too.
Yeah.
Was the Temptations versus Supremes? Kev, was that on a TV show? What is that from? I forgot what that's from. Not sure. But SWV versus Escape. I mean, if they start doing stuff that some of the members of Escape, I think because Candy's a big songwriter.
Yeah.
So if she starts playing records that she wrote, then it might change the playing field a little bit. But if we just going off records and records alone, whew, my gosh, SWV's catalog is dumb. For the short career that they had, I gotta go with SWV.
Yeah, they had
MJB.
Classics.
Yeah. So in the comments, what do you say? Just drop a SWV or Escape. Who would you go with? SWV or Escape? Who do you think would win that versus that has been announced for Mother's Day weekend? SSWW to the BB.
Don't Tiny gonna have to get her stuff situated though before she go on stage.
What situated?
Ain't her and T.I. going through a personal issues or something like that?
I mean, they keep smashing them chicks, and then the chicks be like, they held me at gunpoint. I was like, but I wasn't there, so I don't want to speak on that.
That was scary. Yeah.
We shall see. But I hope in a situation like this, I hope Escape has some tricks up their sleeve, because you see in the comments and you see what we're saying. We're all like, whoa, it's SWV is going to win that. What's up, Morgan? Everybody's like, it's going to be SWV. So I would hope in a scenario like this that Escape don't be like super all in their ego about it. Be like, nah, son, let's step back. We gonna come with the heat that they don't even know about.
They got heat too, though.
They got some songs. I'm not saying that they don't got no songs. I'm not saying they don't got no songs. All I'm saying is compared to the SWV catalog.
Yeah.
It's a different scenario.
Is she going with Escape right now? Because
TLC, Kevin, what you on? They not even. We're not doing this, Kevin. Not this morning. We're not doing that.
He just went to TLC.
I mean, like, they have a certain amount of time to answer to these verses for these, groups to say, okay, let's look at all of SWV's catalog, and let's look at ours, and okay, oh yeah, we can do this. Oh, okay, if they come out with this, we'll do that. Oh, maybe. I'm thinking as a group, they would have had to come up with their, it's doable, because it can't be one up here and the other down here. And to, I mean, you would not see the competition or the fun in that if you automatically saw this. So there must be something like this that must be in one song may.
That and the in the time period that they were both out, they were kind of already being put up against each other the whole time anyway. So this is like a good way to show like who did rule the 90s. Because
I think Escape should battle Total. I think that's more their range.
I like that one.
Total. You know what I mean?
Like
they
that
both got 3 songs.
They play like the regular version, the remix, then the instrumental.
And then sing it live.
Oh man. So another one that's also been announced for versus, this one's going down on April 20th, is Redman versus Method Man. That's gonna be a fun one. That one to me is gonna feel like Raekwon versus Ghostface. I'm telling you, during that Raekwon versus Ghostface, I was like a kid in a candy store. That brought me so much joy for that one.
I don't smoke weed, but I'm gonna smoke weed at this one. Method Man and Redman do it. I'm gonna say, here, 7. Smoke this.
Be a bonding moment with you and your son. Turn up. I mean, I don't know who picks their songs, Hams. I would imagine that either the groups should all sit down and be like, we got that heat. I don't know how they pick them. I know Raekwon was saying that usually when you're going with somebody, you think, okay, if they play this song, then I know I'm gonna play this song next.
Yeah.
Like you gotta think about it like that. But
Method Man and Redman just will be entertaining. Just
100%.
They too high. They too
100%. Yeah,
that'd be a show.
100%. Just those two hanging out. But man, thinking of, I mean, does Redman? Okay, what wins between Tonight's the Night, Redman, and Method Man? You're All That I Need.
Ooh, but Redman had heat on Muddy. What's that? Muddy Water. That album's so classic.
One and two. But when it comes to like the female joints, you know what I'm saying? Redman didn't do very many female joints. No, same thing with Raekwon when Ghostface started doing the Pretty Tony stuff. He didn't have no records for that. Even though he could have played Cam A. I was waiting for Cam A to come on. That bass line.
A lot of songs. Yeah.
Now, on these cases, like there's some songs that they have worked on together. Is it like whoever uses it first get the dibs on it, or
I think they're just gonna do it together?
Yeah, at the end, that's how they usually do it, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but during the Ghostface and Raekwon, they both did that, and because on Raekwon's first album, Only Built for Cuban Links, that was basically a Ghostface and Raekwon album.
That's what that was, absolutely,
100%. So. Yeah. But I think it is whoever plays it first. Like, I got you. I played it first.
Okay, cool.
Yes. Oh, man. Whatever you do, Morgan, don't watch the third installment of How High. I ain't pooping on what they did, but it wasn't How High. That was How Low. The one they did with Lil Yachty and DC Young Fly.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
One.
Yeah,
I didn't even know the second one existed.
I mean, second. I'm sorry. That was the second one. That was How High 2.
Okay.
I must be high. But yeah, How High 2. This is... To each their own. Maybe somebody liked it. Maybe like DC Young Fly, Mama liked it. It was like, oh, baby, you were so good in that movie. Like, I don't know. Ooh, snapping apples. So those are the three verses that that's been announced. So looking forward to those.
What about that rumor about Usher and Chris Brown? I saw that on there too. I didn't like that.
I think that would be a good matchup.
You think so?
Yes.
Chris Brown, but Usher got like explosions.
They both do.
Yeah, so.
Because Chris Brown, for Chris Brown, I would say a lot of the older generation kind of really don't know how powerful his catalog is. You know what I'm saying? But that would be a great matchup. That would not be a walk in the park for either one of them. That would be a good person. Especially if they just came with the 20 bangers. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be good.
Yeah, I think so.
That is amazing that they already have 20 bangers.
But they've been in the game for a long time. Yeah. And then Chris Brown dropped that album with like 50 songs on it, which was totally unnecessary. How could you listen to that? You know what I'm saying? It'd take you all week or two. Like, and then how can you even like a song when it's too many? That was too much.
Too many songs. Too many.
Morgan Wilburn, hello, says dance off is what they want to see.
A dance off between who? Chris Brown and Usher? Chris Brown would demolish. He would demolish.
Demolish. Chris Brown is a real dancer. Usher is like, he just,
Yes.
Chris Brown be like.
Chris Brown be like, you want me to jump in the air, do a backflip, tie my shoe, pay my taxes, wash my car before I land? Okay. And then just do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who was telling me a story? Somebody I was having a conversation with was telling me a story about Chris Brown. Carl told me about the dance battle between Justin Timberlake and Usher. And he said Justin Timberlake got in that ass.
No way.
Yes, it was a dance battle between Justin Timberlake and his dancers versus Usher and his dancers.
Was that real?
Said, yeah, at a club somewhere one night. Yeah. So it was one of those things where Usher was that was during the time when he was doing the thing, he was spinning his chain around his neck. But that was like his only thing that he did. They said Justin Timberlake mopped his ass.
Oh, that's not good because Justin ain't that great of a dancer to me.
I thought you had mentioned that at the one of the movies that Chris Brown, the dance movie that he filmed with one of your friends, and they were saying how they would show him the choreography once, and he would just be able to do it.
Yeah,
like a professional.
That's how he is. I think I want to say Ebro in the morning told a story of how Chris Brown they were just standing there having a conversation. And I think he was asking him whatever he could do, and just standing there, he just did a backflip. Just like we standing right in front of each other, and there's no run-in, start, and nothing. He just do a backflip. And then,
that's crazy.
Chris Brown is. I think if Chris Brown didn't go the blood route, if he didn't go to beat up Rihanna route, if he didn't go, you know what I'm saying, he has a good career. He has a great career. But I really feel like he would have been the next Michael Jackson, undoubtedly, if he would have been stirred in that direction.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he needed to just make pop music. I'm just mean like performance-wise and everything. I think he was the next in line to be the next Michael Jackson because Chris Brown is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, it was in context. DJ MJ Beats. He wasn't just like and then did a backflip. Like they asked him to do it. That would be hilarious if he just did a backflip, but that's not what went down. Anyway, what would you about to say, Cheese?
I don't know. I just love life.
Oh, I'm so glad you love life.
Yeah, why not?
Can we do a couple of educational things?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'll come back and do that. KK, do you want to speak on the equal pay for women in sports?
Equal pay for women in sports. Now, this was what is it? It's an article that was out there about equal pay for women in the U.S. women's soccer team. Now, they are wondering why we still do not have equal pay, I guess, with the men, because I think if anybody follows soccer, they know that when it comes to U.S. soccer, it's the women who dominate. They're the ones who are collecting the World Cups. They're the ones who are collecting the gold medals. They're the ones who are filling the stadiums. They're the ones who are selling out their jerseys. They're doing everything that is required on a criteria that they ask for I guess, a great team to be supported. And yet they're getting fraction of pay than the men. Their travel accommodations are, mediocre. Their hotels are
terrible.
Everything is less than. And in this particular situation, why, they have a stance in asking for equal, because or even more, because clearly they're
better.
More. In your opinion, what do you feel how this should be? Because they have actually gone to the Supreme Court. They're actually, believe meeting with the president has already taken place with this Rapinoe, the midfielder, Megan Rapinoe, who is the I believe captain of the U.S. soccer team, and she's like, we've done everything, and including playing against other transgender athletes. I believe.
Really?
Yeah, because we only know about things that we hear about. I guess it's not as big of a deal, so they don't make as big of a deal in these sports. So, if they can do it, no, people are not going to be complaining about it. So they're saying, we're playing with transgenders. We're, and there is no explosive things that, we experience with these people. And she is for that also. But bottom line, we're getting it done. Why?
Morning to Frederick Taylor. Good morning, Frederick Taylor. My opinion is that they should 100% be getting what's rightfully theirs.
Absolutely.
And I believe it's embarrassing that they have to ask. You know what I'm saying? Who is pocketing all the rest of that money that they're not paying these players? I would like to see the men's soccer team step up and fight with them, because the men's soccer team don't never win nothing. You know what I'm saying? So as the people who don't never win in the same sport that we're playing, representing for the same country, I want to see the men's soccer team step up and be like, yo, son, pay them.
Right. Absolutely.
Pay them. Pay them.
There's other sports that ask for equal pay, but me as a woman, I'm like, dude, but you don't attract me as the men's sports do. When I see certain sports that are male and female, like tennis,
WNBA, you can say WNBA and the NBA.
Yeah, females are slow. It's slower. I mean, and it's not as exciting for me. I don't look to watch unless it's top rate game like Serena Williams is playing. I'll watch that, but I don't just watch. But I will entertain if it's on for male tennis, or I don't know what are the sports that you had mentioned, basketball. Although it seems like they need to have a lot more accommodations for women also if they want the women to compete, or at least have a chance to be able to get to the top level. I mean, if you're giving them equipment that are for junior high, high school, if that's what your gym looks like, versus the men having these professional, very, high-tech up and
Yeah, that was
coming
for the US.
things,
I mean the
women's
college.
college. So
Yeah.
like you're not really giving them full potential, full like the whole opportunity that if you went to the men's gym, I'm sure they're like, whoa, clearly we're being discriminated, or we're not being treated right. But at the same time, you're both representing the same school with the same spirit.
Right.
Yeah, so the problem
soccer,
with it, especially with the NBA and the WNBA, I saw people put memes with comparison. I forgot what the young lady's name was, and they'll compare her to like LeBron James, and like, oh, she got this, and then he got that, and then she got this, and then he got that. You got to look at the reality of the situation. The WNBA generates about $60 million in revenue, and the NBA generates about $7.4 billion in revenue. So you can't that. It's way different than the whole soccer situation.
Yeah.
Where those ladies are, like you said, they are doing everything that they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And do the women's gymnastics team, do they not get paid as much as the men's do? Which would be a shame, because I can't name any male gymnast. I cannot name.
But I watch women.
Yeah, we only basically in our house, so we only watch the women.
Who watched the men? I didn't even know men had one.
They do the rings. They do like the rings and stuff.
Oh man, I'm good. I like to see. I like when they flip and run and do they the girls. They be come on, bro.
This is very common in the world, but I have learned that in Korea, apparently the handball players, the females perform. They have better performance than the men. So one of the representatives did say that for handball, women are paid better than men, because when it comes to the status, they're the ones who are winning versus the men. So it seems like in some areas it is working, but you have to actually prove that you are doing better.
Fair is fair. Come on, man.
Fair is fair.
Like, just do the right thing. We in America, people. Like, come on, dude.
I can't believe that they have to ask.
Yes.
Especially the soccer team. I cannot believe that they have to go all the way to the Supreme Court and ask for this. What association, this soccer association, whoever's running this, who is sitting in that office being stubborn, like, no, they don't get to get it. I don't want to give it to them. It's like, why are you being so stubborn? This is silly. They're generating you so much money. You want to keep it all?
Right. And it's like, why? Tell me why we're not.
Tell me why. Yeah.
Tell me why. And Erica, you're absolutely right about that. Kobe's presence for the WNBA. We discussed it during that time. That would have truly built the WNBA up.
Absolutely.
From where they were, at least a step or two up.
Yes, absolutely.
And, okay, so you know what I would like to see? I would like to see the women step up and make WNBA more popular. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I would like to see the women get season tickets to these WNBA teams. I would like to see women rocking the jerseys of these WNBA players. Don't complain about it if you're not going to support the movement. They should be in the forefront. Like, them my girls out there playing ball, so I'm going to represent for my girls out there playing ball.
Absolutely.
Especially if you watch the NBA.
They ball.
Yeah, they ball. They do ball. I'm not taking nothing. They are ball players, period. They are ball players.
It's exciting to watch. I'm not going to even lie. When the NBA go, that's where my focus is at. I'm watching all the games. I don't have a favorite team, but they all ball. They put it all on. They put it all down.
As you say about basketball for the women's soccer, it should be the men's soccer team that should be standing up and saying, they're right. We're not doing this well.
100%.
Great. So, you should be. If they were to stand next to their counterparts, the female U.S. soccer team, maybe, we wouldn't be going to the Supreme Court for these people. Somebody else could say, from the position that they're in, to say, I can't believe I'm getting paid this much and I'm losing. And I'm like the least paid person on my team. And the highest paid person on the women's team is still paid less than me. That's not fair.
That's cold-blooded.
Damn, that's cold-blooded.
I'm going to say his wife and their friends get season tickets for WNBA.
That's beautiful.
That's a great.
Can I have a ticket?
I think that's beautiful that they do that.
That's dope.
Do you have it?
Just who?
Are you supporting?
He don't go. He like, man, I don't want that shit. And I was kidding. You know what sport I would like to see become professional in the United States of America is volleyball. I don't know if any of you have ever gone to a volleyball match. I didn't pay attention, or we didn't really pay attention that much to volleyball until our daughters started playing. We would see sometimes during the Olympics. We would watch that, but not heavy into it. But volleyball, men's and women's volleyball, are both very, very entertaining sports, and I can see it being something that could be commercially viable if it gets the right push. So I don't know who all watches or doesn't watch volleyball, but it's amazing.
Yeah, it's entertaining. Yeah, and at one point they was getting pushed out there to the forefront. I remember when Shaq was playing ball, he would go to volleyball games and bring attention to that sport. But now it kind of layered down a little bit again. You know what I mean?
In foreign countries, it's a professional sport. Just not in the States. They don't really go that hard here. You know what I'm saying? So it would be nice to see a nice volleyball league grow in the States.
That's because the economics, though, right? Because if money talks, bullcrap walks. Like if they
exactly,
you know.
So I would let me ask the universe. I would like to have for billions and billions of dollars. If I had billions and billions of dollars, I would support a volleyball league. Because I don't know if you ever seen a Brazilian team before, but man, we could probably sell some tickets.
It's not just Brazilian team. If you're an actual athlete of volleyball, they all look, not all, majority look so nice. Long, muscular.
Not like the Brazilian team, though.
I mean, like, I'm just saying, but like, you know, that's also the hype came about when the Olympics, the beach volleyball, the two women, I can't think of, Carrie Walsh and Misty May, when they collected gold medals back to back. I mean,
legends.
They were older women too at that point, right, in their career.
Yes, Misty May was an older, and they were having babies during that time. You know, in between. You know,
could you imagine that? Kobe and Shaq and them having babies and still winning championships. Like,
did they? They didn't?
No, I mean, like if they was carrying a baby, that takes a lot. Women, you guys are amazing.
And they get their bodies back, you know what I'm saying, and be athletic with it. But yeah, so I would love to see more volleyball, professional volleyball. It would be amazing. Because I mean, what do you do after you do so well in college? Let's say you're an amazing college volleyball athlete, and then you graduate college, and then you're just gonna twiddle your thumbs now, like, no, what do I do? You have to move to another country.
You go overseas. So
I don't think I've ever watched a cricket match. Morgan said, "I'm just glad we don't have cricket in America. That sport sucks." Is that the one where they ride on the horses and hit the ball with the stick?
Ain't that polo?
That's polo. Okay. What is cricket?
It's kind of like baseball.
Oh yeah, I know what she's. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That looks kind of fun to watch, though.
Is it with like a mallet or something like that?
Mm-hmm. Might be malleable.
And they catch it, right? They catch it in that little. It's like a little.
It's like a popular sport in India. I think it's also.
That looks fun.
I know. There's a movie about it, but I didn't watch it because I also don't have an interest in cricket. So I don't. But I feel like that's what it is.
They catch it in like a little stick net.
Catch it in a stick net.
Yes, and then they throw the ball.
My name is Cheese. They catch it in a stick net.
And they
baseball, but takes days.
It takes days to play this. Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Cricket has a paddle, so it's hit with the bat. Yeah, paddle. Is what I'm.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else then.
You got to spank that. Hold on. I just found a video called "How to Play Cricket."
Oh
Let's learn.
I'm gonna go play cricket tomorrow.
This is gonna be a learning experience for us. Hold on. Let me see.
Let's go find a paddle to go rowing the following day.
You're gonna go rowing too?
Well, after we use it for cricket, I mean,
Come on, engineers.
Hey, shut your mouth. Here we go. Let's learn how to play cricket.
How to play cricket. If you think that regular classic baseball is getting a little stale, spice up your sports life with a little English-bred cricket. You will need 24 people, a cricket field, a cricket ball, a cricket bat,
12 on 12.
2 wickets, 6 stumps, 4 bails, and gloves. Optional, protective gear. Step 1. Gather 22 players and 2 umpires on a 350-foot-long oval-shaped field with a 66-foot-long playing area, or pitch, in the middle, and divide the players into 2 teams.
Team India.
Step 2. Get the cricket ball, a cricket bat, wickets, stumps, and bails. Set the wickets up on either end of the pitch. Wickets comprise 3 vertical stumps and 2 horizontal bails. Step 3. Set up play by sending the fielding team onto the pitch to try to catch the ball and prevent runs from being scored. Choose one player on the fielding team to be the bowler. The bowler will take the ball and stand behind the wicket opposite the batter. Elect a wicket keeper to squat behind the wicket behind the batter. The bowler and wicket keeper should wear protective gear to avoid injury. Step 4. Send 2 players of the batting team to bat, a striker and a non-striker. The bowler runs and pitches the ball to the striker, who attempts to hit the ball. The non-striker will stand behind and wait to run. If the ball is hit, the 2 men run to the opposite end of the pitch.
What?
Step 5. Know the ways of getting out. The batter is out if a fielder catches the ball before it bounces, if the bowler hits a stump and knocks off a bail, if a fielder knocks a bail from a stump when the batters are going for a run, if the wicketkeeper knocks a bail from a stump before the batter returns after hitting the ball, or if the ball hits the batter but the umpire thinks the ball would have hit the wicket had the batter not been in the way. Step 6. Score runs by hitting the ball if you're a batter. After a batter hits the ball, both batters run to the opposite end of the pitch. Batters can repeatedly score runs by running back and forth to the wickets until the opposing team gets them out. If a batter hits the ball past the far boundary of the field, their team is automatically awarded 6 runs. If the ball hits the ground before it passes the boundary, the team receives 4 runs. Step 7. Win by scoring the most runs. An inning is complete when everyone on the batting team has batted. After each team plays 1 inning, the team with the most runs is the winner. If that happens to be your team, don't gloat. Cricket is a difficult but exciting sport.
All right, now you just give me too many rules now.
They say don't gloat. That mean black people can't play.
That's what.
We're like, yeah!
DJ MJ Beats, what is pickleball? I refuse to look up another video about that one. But what is pickleball?
It sounds good.
I'd like to know what a pickleball is. Oh my gosh, they messed up. They messed up though. Step 1 should be get high, and then you can do all the rest of that other stuff. Like if you do that sober, I don't know.
Yeah, that was too much. Come on, y'all. 24 people. I can't.
And then you hit the ball.
Know.
I mean, it might be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, want to do it one day?
But
I don't even think I know that many people.
Right.
Let alone to call and be like, hey, you want to play cricket? I don't know if that's going to happen. Pickleball is tennis meets badminton meets table tennis. All right. That sounds like it'd be something big in the Asian countries. Because they'll murder you in badminton and table tennis. Yeah, you'll get mollywopped.
But not tennis. So you guys got us some tennis.
They got a couple tennis players. Turn up.
But not at
the cricket rulebook is 60 pages long. Oh my gosh. That's too many rules.
That's too many.
That's too many rules.
Too many
rules.
Too many, Kenny.
Kenny got too many.
If you're giving us Osaka, we'll take her.
Nah, son. Wait a minute. Nah, son.
I mean, she's the only one at the top.
We'll share her. We have to share her. What was that on Dave Chappelle when they had the draft, the race draft, or the?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to share her. Y'all can't just take Osaka.
All right. But you got Serena, you got Venus. I mean, like there's so many.
Morgan, when did you had to take a test on cricket?
Cricket? You know, they do that in high school. You know, in different sports, they actually do give you, you know, little description. You do have to take tests to make sure that we understand. So,
Word.
I know I
cricket.
did.
Cricket would have definitely been a Hanley sport. That would have been something that you could have took at Hanley. Some cricket, I think.
And also
I don't know.
lacrosse,
25 people.
MJB
That's a lot.
MJB
now lacrosse, I think, is entertaining. Lacrosse is entertaining.
East Coast. I believe that's more East Coast sport. I know the college that I went to, Whittier, they had lacrosse, but they traveled a lot.
Word.
For their sport.
I think lacrosse would be dope. But I got to push for volleyball first. So before any of them other sports, I got to volleyball. One of the things that a scientist is discovering, and I don't know the validity of this because they said pollution is shrinking penises.
Oh, that's what's been going on.
Yeah.
Oh, so you're experiencing this.
Yes.
Like, oh, that's what's happening to me. Yeah. So according to environmental and reproductive epidemiologists, am I saying this right? Epidemiologist. I think I'm saying that right. Epidemiologist. Her name is Dr. Shana H. Swan. She has a new book out called "How Our Modern World is Threatening Sperm Counts, Altering Male and Female Reproductive Development, and Imperiling the Future of the Human Race." It explores the correlation between smaller penises, lower sperm counts, and the use of industrial chemicals in everyday products.
Wow.
No, Chris, you don't have an excuse because you was born 60 years ago. So, the more she's talking about, she mostly is talking about the lower sperm count, kind of in men, and then she would end the sentence with "and smaller penises too." So, to prevent that, people would need to eat healthy, exercise, you know, and try to do all that they can to not be in these polluted areas. But with all the GMOs and stuff that they put in people's food, some of this stuff is going to be hard to dodge. So for ladies, get ready in the future for smaller penises. Y'all gonna have to just make it work. That's nature. And we done mess with human nature with our pollutants. So just want to give the ladies a
of the future will not know what big penises are, so it's okay because whatever they see is what they will think is the biggest. So
unless they go to Pornhub, then they will see.
All the same. But wow, so I mean, it makes sense because for girls, you know, they go through their menstrual cycle a lot earlier when they intake, you know, this GMO foods, hormones, and all that stuff. I mean, kids are getting younger and younger. There are kids in elementary school who's already going through their cycles. I feel really bad because you got to have that maturity to be able to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
Way more mature than their mind and their
That's
body.
scary.
It is scary. Very uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's terrible.
How you gonna be a lady in elementary school?
Well, I think also it's with your weight too, like, right? Your weight and your health and what you eat. A lot of young ladies are getting their cycle at a younger age because they're a lot overweight. So it makes their body and their hormones kind of generate this, you know what I mean? I don't know. Because I know Go ahead.
Oh, yes.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
To solve that small penis thing, I remember a long time ago, Dr. Oz has said that for every 35 pounds gained on a male, apparently it adds an inch to your penis. But you have to be big to have a big one or get a bigger one. But of course, he had said on Oprah's show that 35 pounds
will
grow an inch.
Could be a horse.
Pounds. So every 35 pounds gained about an inch of growth on your. But it might be hard.
I don't know what kind of research he's doing on that one, but I can't follow Dr. Oz down that path. I don't know if that's true. Not that I've ever been 35 pounds overweight, but I've seen some movies with some fat dudes in it before, and it's like, that dude, that is not true.
So imagine where they might have started out, though. No, you can't say that's not true.
Oh my gosh! If it was even worse, oh, I'm gonna pray for that brother. Like, oh
from
man.
my research, they said like 1.5 inch to, you know, I don't know what the biggest would be, but they say it could be as small as 1.5 inch. So.
I would put my body through the risk to take that challenge. 70 pounds. I would gain like 70 pounds just to see what would happen. That's gonna be hard to lose that 70 pounds.
Oh god! Could you imagine 70 pounds?
DJ MJ Beat said that ain't true. I'm super fat. You ain't super fat. You just got a big ass stomach. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Turn up. Anyway, so fellas, y'all be careful out there with these pollutants out here. I got some more stuff here too. KK, you got some more stuff.
Do I have some more stuff?
Yeah, I saw you had a whole notebook full of stuffs.
Oh yeah. Oh, Virginia, I'm sure DJ MJ Beats is very aware of this, has become the first formally Confederate state to abolish capital punishment. This past Wednesday, the 24th, I believe, they had signed. I mean, this state, which has executed over 1,300 people since the 1600s when they became a colony, has been the first Confederate states. So there's 12 other states out there that still needs to sign or make their decisions, but it is quite amazing because when it first started, it seems like the punishments were separate by race. Also, I'm seeing that Black people were murdered for non-murder cases like stealing, raping, whereas white people were only considered for that when they have raped. So we have seen that like more than 45% of the people that were executed were Black people. But, you know, just to say that this is the first state, and according to Governor Ralph Northam, he has stated that this is the moral thing to do. Death penalty is fundamentally flawed.
Could you imagine you get murdered and all you did was steal some Bubblicious or some chewing gum, whatever, back in the day? And literally, or you know what I'm saying, you put in a situation where you can't work, you can't get a job, so you hungry, you got to feed your family, so you don't want to steal, but you just come to the last, you know, this is the last straw. I got to steal something from my family to get something to eat. They catch you, and instead of just saying, "Oh man, let me put you in jail for stealing," you get murdered in the face. Like, oh my gosh, yes. Yes, if you are if you are abusing, I think capital punishment in that sense is abuse. You are abusing your power to just be able to kill somebody because you don't like what they did. You know what I'm saying? That is immoral. I'm saying that right? Immoral. That is immoral. It's crazy. And I'm glad they're taking the steps forward to be able to change things like that. But are there situations where, okay, let's say that this Ali guy that murdered the 10 people in Colorado, does he just go to jail for the rest of his life, or should he be taken out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Are there times when capital punishment should be used? Or do human beings not have the ability to determine when another human being dies? So, panel, please chime in.
This is information I have learned a long time ago. I heard it costs more money to execute than to keep in prison. So if that is the case, then I guess, I mean, are they executing because the prisons are overpopulated?
Why is it so expensive?
I don't know, but they say to execute it costs a lot more than to actually keep a prisoner in prison for a life term. I don't know.
That's weird.
How much that is, but
I can shoot him in the face for free. How much bullets cost? Bullets don't even cost that much.
But
I don't know.
As I was reading this article, in the past, you know, they have reinstated the capital punishment. It was rid of in 1906, and they have brought it back in 1976. And since 1976, I believe there was, about 45 executed since 1976 in Virginia. And they said Texas had the highest number of executions since 1976 to current day. But
I believe that.
I mean, from 1600 to 1906, it was 1,300, which calculated under 4 people per year. Can you believe within the last 7 months of Trump's in office, 7 has been executed. Last 7 months of Trump being in office, 7 people have been executed. That's a lot higher than all these calculated numbers from the past, which I thought was pretty darn amazing when we're moving forward. And, you know, the numbers have been going down until you look at Trump's number and it's like one per month. So they have 2 days after Biden has entered the office, they have submitted some kind of paperwork, signed, and pretty much gave up to him, saying like, we want capital punishment abolished. Amongst them was 3 senators who have experienced death and who have victims in their lives who said, yeah, we don't want capital punishment because victims, people may think that that is what they want, revenge, eye for an eye type situation, but the victim's family, or according to the senator, she said, no, that's not what the family wants. And that is not, how the families of the victims heal. Like a lot of times they want to forgive. A lot of times they want that person to be better. So death is not in the eyes of the victims or the families. I feel that is people who don't understand, because what do you think? Are you for or against?
I don't think people should have. I'm split. I'm literally split because I don't feel that human beings should be able to determine when another human being dies. But if you are a treacherous human being, then why are you here? If you're only here to destroy other people, why are you here? You need to go. And it would be so much easier to live this life if you were not here. So I'm kind of split on it. What is the point in do you rehabilitate this the Ali guy that did the shooting in Colorado? You know what I'm saying? Do you think he's going to be a better person later on, or the guy that killed the 8 people in Atlanta? Is he going to be a better person later on? They're both young. They're in their 20s, so they could become better people along the line. But you're only becoming a good person while you're in prison, so you're still dead anyway.
But that's what the lawyers will argue. This is a young person with a disruptive, bring up through their household, whatever. They're going to make his life situation terrible to say, hey, if he was to be put in the right position, he can be a changed person. He can be reformed. So
that's what so in Colorado, they spoke with that Ali guy's brother. Everybody thought it was a white guy at first, but no, it's a guy from Syria. It's a Syrian guy. And they spoke with his brother, and his brother said, yes, all their life growing up, he was bullied. He was teased for being Muslim, for being Syrian. Like he's had issues in school with beating up fellow classmates because they were making fun of him and talking about him. Growing up that way, that made him a recluse. It made him an angry person, and people didn't want to interact with him because all the interactions were bad because he just wasn't used to being around people. So, did mental health take place in this? Probably so. Did somebody angry from being picked on their entire life? Probably so. All that gets added to the pot. Does it make it okay? No, it doesn't. It never makes it okay to take your frustration out on everybody because you don't know how to take out your frustration. Was life unfair? I guess. I mean, it would suck if everywhere you went, everybody punched you in your face. Eventually, you're going to punch everybody else back in their face. So it's almost like as a society, we have to decide what we want to do, because we can say, oh, yeah, everybody gets bullied. Get over it. Like you can say that. But if somebody gets punched in the face every day, what do you say to that person? So I'm split. I'm still split. I'm split. But I like what MJ Beats said. He said that Virginia is moving forward, passing this, but Georgia's moving backwards. DJ Dre talked about the law they just passed that you can't even give a person a bottle of water while they stand in line to vote. That's true. The Republicans just passed the bills called SB 202. It passed in the State House earlier Thursday, and the Georgia lawmakers gave final approval to legislation to impose sweeping new restrictions on voting access in the state that will make it harder to vote by mail and give the state legislator more power over elections. So they're basically trying to make it tougher for people of color, people with disabilities, anybody who usually gets coerced by voting blue. They're trying to make it harder for them to vote. Now, I know the initial shock is going to be, oh, they did this to us and they made it harder. But you have to understand that this is a game. All of this that's happening. This is a game that they're playing. So them passing this law, okay, then you need to step back. You can have your emotional outbursts, whatever. People are going to do that. That's natural for humans to do that. But now it's time to think about, okay, I can't do this. Okay, well, let me do this now. You're trying to make it tougher. We need to have IDs. We need to have specific voter IDs now. Okay, then for those who are fighting for voter rights, set it up so that you can help these people get IDs. Yeah. Don't be sidetracked. Don't spend the whole time complaining and whining and saying, oh, they did this to us. Nah, son, be like, okay, y'all want to do that? Y'all want to play that game? We're going to play right along with you. So everybody that you try to make it tough for them to vote, we're going to help them so they can still be able to vote. So let's go. What y'all trying to do? Crying about it and saying how it's unfair never gets anybody anything. Play the game. Play it back. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. They specifically say driver's license, not an ID.
Yes, because people were using like their school ID and stuff like that too. So they're trying to get rid of anything that's, you know what I'm saying, that they're just trying to make it tougher for everybody to vote. But recognize that they're trying to make it tougher and play the game with them. Don't wait don't wait till the last minute to vote. You know what I'm saying? Everything that they're trying to take away from you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, DJ MJB said they always gonna keep moving the goalposts. And recognize that they are always going to move the goalposts. Those who have power is not going to share their power. They don't want to do that. You have to take that power from them or use that power with them, but they're not just going to give it to you. It's not going to work like that. So if they put obstacles in the way, show your resiliency and knock over the obstacles. Especially for our community. We've been doing it for a long time. They gave us scraps to eat. Now we got soul food. There's soul food restaurants. You know what I'm saying? It's a popular thing now. They gave you an obstacle and we beat that obstacle and made it dope. You know what I'm saying? So it's just another thing that we have to do. Understand where you are. Play the game.
Play the game.
Play the game. Or you're gonna lose if you don't play that game. You know who I was disappointed in this morning? You know Roland Martin. He has this show on YouTube called Unfiltered with Roland Martin. He's a media commentary type guy, black guy. You know, I'm a kind of a fan of his. I watch his shows every now and then. But this morning when I was taking Quay to work, we were watching this clip of Roland Martin and what was the guy's name? King Roland, I believe his name was. Let me see here. I won't say his name was King Roland. I don't want to mess this up. I don't want to say the wrong name. Yeah, Randos. I'm sorry. His name is King Randall. So it was Roland Martin. He brought on King Randall on his show, and he was interviewing him, and he was talking about how the King Randall guy was talking about how he wanted less government. He was saying how our community needs to stop going to the government asking for help and start doing for self. Something that we've kind of been talking about too is like stop asking for help and get out there and do some of this stuff yourself, which I thought should be commended. It makes a lot of sense for me. But Roland Martin brought him on his show basically to try to tear this young. This was a 21-year-old.
Yeah,
he basically brought him on the show trying to tear him down. Be like, when people say do for self, they don't really be doing for self. How can you say you're going to do this without the government? Don't you need an ID? That's a government ID. Didn't you buy a school? You had to go. That's government. Like he spent 30 minutes or he spent 20 minutes not listening to this kid at all.
Yeah. It's a baby too. He's like only 18, 19 years old.
21. Right? He's 21 years old. Yeah, but he started when he was mad young because he when he said do for self, he was tired of seeing how a lot of the black males in his community were being uneducated, and nobody wasn't helping to educate them. When they go to the juvenile system, they weren't given opportunities to learn a trade or something so they can get a job once they get out of the system. So he took it upon himself to start educating these young men. So much so that he ended up raising enough money with some of his friends, and they built a school that they use. Even got a school bus now to go pick people up if they need to. Like, this is his definition and the definition of doing for self. I'm not waiting for the government to create a program to help these young brothers. I'm going to do it myself.
21 years old.
21 years old. And Roland Martin spent 20 minutes shitting on this kid. I was getting so frustrated. I was so disappointed watching, like, Roland, why are you doing this to this kid? The kid was explaining to him how there's a body. We all have a body. The head does its job. Your hands do its job. The heart does its job. Different parts of the body do different jobs. Roland Martin wanted him to be on board with fighting against Georgia for what the Republicans have passed for this legislation. He's like, that's not my fight. I don't fight for people to be able to vote. That's not my thing. I have friends. They do that. I got leaders. He's like, you, Roland Martin, you do stuff like that. You do that. I don't do that. I help educate these kids. I'm
hands-on. He's hands-on. Yeah. I'm in the battle. I'm in the forefront.
I'm in the trenches with what I do. This is what I do. You do that. But Roland would not let it go. He wouldn't let it go. And I'm just
he couldn't even respect him for what he was saying. Like, dude, take my hat off to you, young brother.
Yes, because he didn't give him any of those.
I didn't have the intelligence and the means and the wisdom to do what you're doing. You're a very wise kid. What can I do to support you?
Yes,
absolutely.
You know who did that? The kid did. King Roland Rattler.
Wow.
Let me get his name. I don't want to say his name wrong. King Roland. He was the one that had to tell Roland Martin, I don't want to go back and forth with you on Twitter anymore. Can we stop the back and forth on Twitter? I want to build with you. I would rather you come to my school. Can you come to my school and talk to my kids? You know what I'm saying? He was the level-headed one throughout that whole thing. And Roland Martin was just beating him up that whole time. I was so disappointed in him. I'm like, come on, man.
Sometimes of us as adults, we have to sit back and recognize our failures and who we are as a person and say, okay, I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. Humble yourself and say, this young brother, and he, like you said, he even told him, let's stop fighting on and let's come together.
Exactly.
And let's do something positive. And he still was on there. That's crazy. That's amazing.
That's a name to remember, guys. King Roland. That sounds absolutely amazing. A 21-year-old young man.
21-year-old.
So much to recognize, so much to be so open and broad-minded to do something on his own. Wow.
That's a leader.
Leader, 100%. And Roland just couldn't get it through his mind of what do for self means. Like, the definition of do for self is I want to get people off of welfare. I want to get people off of whatever the unemployment. Right. Like I want to get people off of all that stuff because I don't want them to rely on the government, because if anything has shown is that, you know what I'm saying, this government doesn't support a lot of communities. They just don't. And they haven't for hundreds of years. So, and for you to keep still thinking that they're going to, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool.
We gotta get out and do our own thing like we used to do back in the day.
I think someone like him likely did research as to what areas are not supported, and he saw his area as one of those areas and said, okay, let me put my mind, to something, and let me come up with what I can do. Yes. And that is definitely the future that we need.
He definitely got a fan out of me today. Mm-hmm. I love his composure that he kept the entire time, because I was getting frustrated. I was getting so frustrated watching that he kept his composure. He would just laugh a couple times too, like, you're not listening to me.
Yeah.
Why are you not listening to me? I'm telling you. Roland Martin tried to clump him in because he said he's conservative. I'm conservative. Yeah. He's a conservative independent. He's not Democrat or Republican. Roland Alderman wouldn't accept that. When he heard conservative, he automatically lumped him in with the Republicans. So he would ask him, why do you think the Republicans are doing this? Why do you think it's like, I don't know. It's like, it's terrible what they're doing. I don't know why they're doing it. I'm not with them.
Can we disagree to agree? Like, can we find that middle part and just say, okay, brother, this is great. He couldn't do it.
Good.
He had to show that he was more, because of his entitlement and who he is and how old he is and how young this kid is. Yeah. Like, dude, you can't win. You can't win.
He trying to bully him the whole time. You could just see in his demeanor. His demeanor the whole time was a bully. Like, come on, Roland.
I hope he be honest with himself and reflect and see himself in that light and say, you know what? I apologize for that.
Word.
You know what I mean?
I would hope so too.
Yeah.
My goodness gracious. Can we take a minor commercial break?
What? Commercial?
Just a quick little commercial break.
Sure.
Just a tiny one.
Yeah, I needed a breather anyway. Shoot.
Yo, DJUnieQ.com, DJUnieQ.com. Come on and log on. DJUnieQ.com, DJUnieQ.com. Come on and log on. Hey yo, available right now on DJUnieQ.com. Not one, not two, but 3 full-length mixes available for all registered members. That's right, it's free to register. You can download right now the Worldwide Mayhem Volume 3. Shout out to DJ Vin and my homie Tiger. Word. Also, you can download the MJB mix. That's right, over one hour of all Mary J. Blige music. Also available is the one and only Trisexual Mix Volume Number 1. You got the foreplay, you got the get down, and then you got the afterglow. You can download all 3 of these mixes right now on DJUnieQ.com. Come on and log on, DJUnieQ.com.
All right. Had to do a quick commercial break.
Woohoo! They're like one of them commercials, like when you come home from a club and you got Jack in the Box in your lap. Get what soup to get to.
Oh, man. Okay, so Evanston, Illinois has become the first U.S. city to pay reparations to Black residents. This one's interesting, though. Okay, so in Illinois, Chicago suburb city, Illinois?
No S. Uh-huh.
I don't know. I always say noise, Illinois. In Illinois, the Chicago suburb city voted 8-1 to distribute $400,000 to eligible Black households. Each qualifying household would receive $25,000 for home repairs or down payments on property. The program is being funded through donations and revenue from a 3% tax on the sale of recreational marijuana. The city has pledged to distribute $10 million over 10 years. Qualifying residents must either have lived in or been a direct descendant of a Black person who lived in Evanston between 1919 to 1969 and who suffered discrimination in housing because of city ordinances, policies, or practices. Sounds fair. Sounds fair. But it's a stepping stone. And then there's also it was voted 8-1 because there was somebody who did vote against it. Alderman Cicely Fleming, who is herself Black, she voted against the plan. She said she supports reparations, but said the plan assumed Black people could not manage their own money. She said true reparations should respect Black people's autonomy and allow them to determine how repair will be managed, she said. So it's like it's a stepping stone, you know what I'm saying? But it's not like a full-blown type of thing. Yes, if bad would happen in that city. We all know about redlining. We all know about the how it was difficult for Blacks to buy and own houses and property and land and all of that. They made it damn near impossible. So to kind of pay that back, they're going to try to help people have the money to put down payments on houses. Or if you live in an area in that city, then you can pay to improve onto your house. So it's a step in the right direction, but I think they're leaving out a whole group of people by only focusing on people who are homeowners. Those are not the only people who deserve reparations. But to me, this is almost like Black History Month. I get it. It's a step in the right direction. But as long as it's going to be a step, keep moving forward in the right direction. But I'm with Cicely Fleming. It's not enough.
Yeah, I mean, but it's progress, you know.
But I mean, if you were to accept this, can you ask for more? Can you actually ask for the reparation that is deserved? You know, is it gonna be more coming, or is this it? And I think that's what Alderman Cicely Fleming is worried of. Like, are you just gonna give us a piece of candy and say, "Oh yeah, you got it"? Like, I paid you. It's like, what do you think that payment was for? And you know, she's saying no, that it can't be just that. And by saying yes to this, you might be hurting so many others that could have gotten.
Because now they can say, "Well, we gave you that."
Because like they said, what about the people who didn't have housing? Like, why are they? They were still they were discriminated just as much. They couldn't afford the housing because of those discrimination. If they were, I'm sure they would have had their own property that they farmed, worked, whatever out of. So yeah, I don't know if you can say yes to this in my case, because it would be like built up in here. It's like, man, I can't believe I said yes to when I could have had that. Not that we're being greedy, but this is just like pat on the back when you should have been awarded something way more.
I like what Anna Third saying. He said, do you not think as long as you focus on someone's race, you're never going to get past racism, positive or negative? You're singling people out by race. And I would say it would be nice to never have to speak about race again. But unfortunately, we're so far behind in where humans should be that we can't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? I would love to get to zero, like even playing field. You know what I'm saying? Still celebrate people's cultures. I don't ever want that to go away. I don't ever want people to ever not celebrate their culture of where they're from. You know what I'm saying? But it shouldn't be. It should be based upon anything that either adds or take away from your life. You should just be who you are. So I would hope so. Frederick Taylor said, "Can reparations? Healthcare. What say? Can reparations be more social currency? Healthcare reparations, educational. I like that. I think money should be put towards education. And not just education like, oh, we send you to college. No, like give them true knowledge. Like this is how you build a community. This is how you build a family. This is how you build a that. Like true knowledge, true education. I think it will be very beneficial for everybody if that's where money went. I don't know how they allocate the funds or how they determine how much what should go to where. But I think if it was something like that, like don't just send out paychecks, like send out some knowledge and really educate people on how to stand on their own and not have to worry about receiving from anybody. To me, knowledge is the number one thing.
You sound like a 5%er right now, because that's how they kind of authorize their lifestyle and stuff, like what you were saying.
I mean, it's important. You can't keep asking for help. I like the same thing like King Rollin was saying. You can't keep asking for help. That well's gonna run dry. And the third's right. Give a man a fish. Turn up.
Yeah, teach him how to
fish. I don't know. So the Evanston is headed in the right direction. But I understand the alderman's point of view of how this is cute. It's cute, but it's not enough. Which I feel like that's what she's kind of saying. Like it's cute. I see what you're doing, but it's not enough. You guys want to see something educational that I just learned about this week?
Shoot.
Have you heard of primary water?
Primary water. No.
Okay. Let's be educated real quick on primary water.
Okay.
Remember when we thought the sun revolved around the earth? Or that the earth was flat? Or that we were running out of fresh water? Nothing could be further from the truth. We have more fresh water than we will ever need. In fact, we're sitting on an inexhaustible source of pure, fresh water that has never seen the light of day. It's called primary water. Primary water is created deep within the earth from a synthesis of hydrogen and oxygen. Under tremendous pressure from the Earth's internal heat, this water, in the form of vapor, is forced upward through rock fissures in the Earth's crust, becoming liquid as it cools. How much water are we talking about? Scientific estimates range from quantities equal to the Earth's oceans to many times that amount.
Wow.
And this pure primary water continues to be produced by our planet's natural internal processes. Although the science of primary water is not yet widely known, the truth is that our blue planet Earth is the real source of our water, not asteroids or comets as you may have been told, and not rainfall. The atmospheric cycle of water, driven by the sun and including rain, evaporation, runoff, aquifers, and reservoirs, is only a small part of our planet's water story. Primary water sources are independent of rainfall and do not deplete our aquifers, since primary water comes from much deeper in the earth than our relatively shallow aquifers and oceans. Primary water provides us with an abundant source of readily available, uncontaminated fresh water. As unbelievable as this may sound, we now have the science and technology to easily tap into primary water and access all the fresh water we need, without deep drilling and without depleting or damaging our aquifers. This is an amazing opportunity. Think about it. Abundant fresh water for drinking, for farming, for creating a new economic reality. Primary water is the solution we have been looking for. By tapping into primary water sources all around the globe, we can leverage the life-giving power of water to create an abundant economic world. The potential in this is unlimited. With primary water and sustainable farming practices, we can create communities and a world where possibility can thrive because healthy food and fresh, pure water are abundant. This is really possible, and it comes at a perfect time for transforming our world from the misconceptions of scarcity to the truth of natural abundance. It is time to take a new road and create a better world by tapping into the gift of primary water. Will you join us? To find out about primary water in the economic blue revolution, go to blueplanetgroup.com.
Somebody that I followed on Instagram had posted something about that, and I was like, what is primary water about? And then I saw that, I was like, there's always so much stuff to uncover, there's always so much stuff to know, and it's like, I wonder what is going to be the backlash to whatever corporations or companies that's like, we don't want that to happen, we don't want to do that. And it's so weird because it seemed like this would be a perfect, clean, like new industry that would give people jobs to be able to tap into and get this water out. So I'm kind of glad that they're discovering this now, and I do hope it comes. And I shared it because even if it's just like 8-9 people watching this, that's 9 more people that know about this now. Mm-hmm. So I hope that within the next couple of years or so that this becomes extremely popular and something that just to help us out here on this planet.
Absolutely.
Word.
I want to taste that water.
You think it's delicious?
I think it's real cold and good.
It's a mountain water.
I want to shower with it.
And the third, why do you say Ethiopia is going to be pissed? What did you say, KK?
I know we used to drink the water from the spring, and it is the most delicious water.
I bet. Word. I can imagine.
I mean, we used to go to Idlewild and through the streams. I don't know where it would come from, but there was a little hole in the I guess the side of the mountain that people just went to collect water. We used to take like 10 5-gallon bottles at a time to fill up to drink, and it is the best water.
How far is that from where we live?
Probably less than an hour, but there was so much population it was so popular that the city eventually close the fence.
Did I messed it up?
Yeah.
That's usually what happens. As soon as you have a good thing, turn up. I mean, it sounds like we would not be in a drought. You know what I'm saying? If they can just tap into the mountains or the ground, wherever they get their water from, it feels like you wouldn't be in a drought, and you would just take that water and send it to wherever it needs to go.
Now it is stuck in the crevices, vein, I guess, is what I'm seeing on a body. Now, if you were to open that up, do you risk evaporation? Do you risk it going off?
I would say no, since the Earth is always at its core, it's always going to be hot. So that water is just always going to keep being made over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like it's never going to stop.
But if you opened it, now you're going after the source. In order to do that, you would have to crack into to drain it. Now, will that crack or drain, whatever you make the opening, will that start the process of now you losing the water from the ground? Because it dries up. It's stuck there because there's no opening. It's the only place it's stuck in. But as soon as you cut your skin open, you start to bleed. So
but I would hope that they she's saying that the scientists know a way to do it without damaging the Earth. So I'm pretty sure that they would figure out a way to capture it and distribute it how they would ever need to. Okay. So new clean jobs for people. That's new clean jobs.
Underground.
Yeah. And the shade balls. Yeah, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago with Bill Gates and trying to block out the sun with the shade balls. Like the man's doing too much. He is doing too much. Turn up. Okay, so one of the things that's been going down this week was the marriage guru Derrick Jaxn. It came out that the person who was basically out here shitting on men was doing the same things that he was shitting on the men about. I know KK and I watched the video. Cheese, did you see the video?
No, I'm very interested and want to know what's going on.
Yeah, I just show a small piece. So Derrick Jaxn, he's been married to his wife Derrick Jaxn for 3 years, but they've been together for 12 years. He shares healthy relationship advice with 1.3 million Instagram followers, urging women not to put up with bad behavior from men. Last week, a woman named Candace, I can't say her last name, Demarios, slept in the bed. He shares, she shared pictures of her in the bed that he and his wife share, but her and him were in that bed together. Derrick since has admitted to being involved with other women outside of the marriage. And he said he made a series of decisions that he's, I'll play the video for you. But hold on. This is Derrick Jaxn. Just when you think a little bit like, oh, he's commendable, he's stepping forward and he's taking responsibility for what he's done, it mostly turned out to be he's what is the word, a narcissist.
Oh
yeah, he's
guys. Derrick Jaxn here, and today I am joined by my lovely wife Danae, and we just wanted to address a couple of things. We understand that some of you may have already heard, maybe not. That this chapter of our marriage is one that was preceded by a marriage that I completely failed. And I would say it just started around August, maybe September of last year. But, a lot has been said already about what was the cause and all that other stuff. Some of it is true. Some of it is completely false. But the truth is, and I'm saying it here now, is that Derrick Jaxn was involved with other women outside the marriage. And by involved, I want to be clear, I'm not talking about just casually kicking it, maybe a lunch or something like that. I'm talking about as serious as sex, to sexual flirtation and meeting up and that kind of thing. And some things that otherwise may be considered okay by some in terms of just chatting or checking on people or being checked on by people that I've had a previous encounter with. But without my wife's knowledge of it and with us having a sexual history, all of it falls under the umbrella of inappropriate, cheating, affair, stepping out. Definitely not in alignment with the vows that I took. And definitely not in alignment with the biblical standard of what it means to be faithful, which is the standard that I'm going by now. Now, I'm saying this publicly, not because I'm, married to you guys. First and foremost, I'm accountable to God. then I have to be accountable to my wife, in which we've already had this conversation. I've already told her literally everything. I've given her basically a roll call list. If I've said hello to a woman in the last 12 years of me knowing her, she knows about it. But now that it's been made so public, it's important that I first off let you guys know I do not stand by those actions. I don't want to encourage anybody to do that. And then secondly, I know that I cannot build a platform preaching certain things, preaching against certain things, and then in my real life live contrary to that.
So it goes on. Basically, how he now he's given his life to God, and now he's changed. And even she spoke. She got to speak and say thing. Hold on, a little bit of her speaking.
And stood firm on I left. I did not sin. There is no.
Now we're finally getting on to the other side, personally, in our own healing, in our own marital oneness. And now this is being made public to you guys, so we're bringing that forth to you guys to let you know where we're at with that. But did you want to say anything?
Yes, so I do want to just add that I agree with what he just said. There is no justification for bringing other women into our marriage on any level. And it was unacceptable. And it's not something that I tolerate or that we tolerate moving forward. And when I've been flooded again with messages and these things and about, I need to leave or why haven't I left? And the answer is, when I found out about it, I left. I did not hesitate or waste time to do so. And I stayed gone. No matter how many times he came, I stayed gone and stood firm on, I am not coming back. And I did not come back until I seen a shift and a change in his mentality, in how he carried himself, in how he presented himself, and conversations that we were able to have that we had never been able to have in just 12 years of knowing each other. And when we were able to have these dialogues, said, okay, Lord, this is something that you've had your hand on, and this was with me being completely removed from his life. And
so it's a whole explanation video that they both put out, and I thought it was beautiful that they did this, came forward, and I was all for it. Now he's getting dragged by the internet now because what he usually does is he makes like comment videos. He made a comment video about this video while speaking in third person. So he's talking about how Derrick Jaxn did this and Derrick Jaxn did that, and all these, like, he just all in third person, talking about it the whole time. And then closer to like the end of the video, that's when you find out about the new book that's coming out, and you're like, bro. So I'm only reporting what the internet is saying. I know they're getting dragged on the internet. Hold on, let me show you this too, because they, the how fast people make things is the. Hold on.
That's
the one.
I know it's funny. I can't wait.
You ready?
Yeah. Your dress kind of nice. Maybe I should change.
Nah, you good. They hit it to me anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? You straight. You're a little wrinkled, but that's normal. I like your bonnet. All right, let me type. What's going on, everybody? I know y'all probably heard a lot of rumors. Some of them are true, and some of them are false. Matter of fact, all the rumors true. Yeah, I pretty much stepped out on my marriage, been out here knocking ankles loose, throttling anything that's moving, sucking toes, licking ass, swallowing it's been crazy. I know I can preach certain things and then live my life another way. That was never my plan. Well, it was my plan, but my plan was never for y'all to find out. I was just hoping everybody would just mind their business. Don't forget to buy my book also. Is the first link in the description. Just because I'm living wrong don't mean the book won't help you live right. What's up? No, hold on. I told you not to say it. Just sit here.
You're squeezing my fingers kind of tight. My fingers.
I'm saying you acting like I'm holding you hostage.
Well, that's how I be feeling.
You got anything you want to say?
Yes, I do. When I found out, I did leave, and I didn't come back until I found out he got closer with God.
And then basically, I didn't really get closer with God or change at all. I just became a better liar. I'm gonna read this last line and we're gonna wrap it up. Some of y'all won't want to watch me anymore, and I totally understand that, and you got every right to do so. And some of you going to stick around, and it might take you a little longer to really just be at ease with this whole situation. But just know that God got me. They hated Jesus. I'm going to continue to read my Bible. I read the Bible backwards and upside down. I wet the Bible just so I could be anointed by the paper, water, Jesus juice of the Bible, and anointed in my spirit. With the Bible juice. We gonna get it right. Thank y'all. Keep us in prayer. I'm not perfect. The book is perfect, and I'll see y'all soon. Buy the book, please. Link in the description.
That's hilarious, cuz. That's funny, dude. That's funnier than SNL, man.
And that's the only one I grabbed. There was like 3 of them. There was 3 videos that I saw on Instagram all going in on him.
Oh, that was funny.
Oh my gosh.
That was funny. That was he should do it. He should get his own show for that. Him and that girl.
And Thursday says she's a sucker for coming back.
Yeah. The funny thing, and I couldn't pull that video, was the video of him talking about the video.
Yeah.
It's like I don't understand. Anyway. So basically he's a narcissist.
Yeah.
He's into himself, and he's only doing this because he wrote this book that he probably spent 6 months working on, whatever. And
he probably do it again.
I did not know this. His bed that he shares with his wife.
That Candace lady was taking pictures in it. That's cold.
That's bold. That's bold, though, man. That's too bold.
That's narcissism. That's somebody that's saying, "Hey, nothing's gonna be able to get me," you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, while the words, I mean, like women, the things that he preached, what he was saying to women, there was nothing wrong with that, except he was himself a hypocrite. His message to women, don't deal with that BS, you know, like you need to be happy when he does it. Some of the things that I saw of his messages, women, he's really telling women don't deal with the BS that he clearly has provided to his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Respect, there's no care. What is that? That is not love. That is no integrity. Like, what kind of man goes out there and says, "Hey, be a man"? Well, here you are, being not.
And that's why the internet was dragging him, because I mean, even if he was just coaching women and building them up and saying beautiful things, that's great. But to tear down the men, that is why he got dragged the most, because he was really shitting on guys, and the whole time he's doing the same thing, and that was the main reason why I see that he was getting dragged.
Do you think maybe because of he knows himself so well that he knows how to drag the men?
Yes, just like what was the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio when he was forging the checks? Catch Me If You Can.
Oh, Catch Me If You Can.
So who's better to catch a thief than a thief? Yeah. Who's better to call out a cheater than a cheater?
Yeah. That's crazy, man. And I'm not here to judge the brother, because
I'm not judging either.
We're not perfect, but the way how I haven't seen the whole thing, but the way how he presented it, like you were saying, and then he's trying to sell a book, and then like, do you really mean that up to your wife that you're sorry? Are you gonna move forward and become a better man? Or are you still gonna do the same thing once the fire stops? You know what I mean?
I don't know, but I would say that he probably does change and then figure out a way to market it. I don't think he'll not be a narcissist, but I think he might change, but just figure out a way how to capitalize off the situation.
But being a narcissist, isn't that like him still not changing to a certain extent, though?
To a certain extent, yeah. To a certain extent,
like, yeah. You gotta do all the way or nothing, or you gonna end up making the same mistakes. Because he's full of himself, and men that's full of themselves usually find themselves in situations like that. I'm just saying. Word.
I liked on the spoof. She was like, "You dress real nice. Should I go change?"
he said, "You wrinkled,"
which is funny because everybody saw that possibly when the original video came on.
Yeah,
So,
that was hilarious, dude. I'm gonna try to find out again and look at that when we get off.
There's more. I think I sent you one on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but
So
I think it was different
children.
actors. It doesn't look like they have children. No.
Mm-hmm.
12 years of relationships. So yeah, if this is the first time she may have found out, maybe that's why, thinking that he would change. But we know how that situation is. For the most part, it's not gonna change. And as Freddie says, I mean, seriously, he's gonna continue to go out there and continue to coach these women. And I mean, these preachers that get in trouble because of the congregation, you know, they look up to him eventually to try to get something. I mean, he's just a motivational speaker, a life coach kind of thing. But I saw one of those comments that said, you know, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is. And he was saying all the right things to the women that were hurt. And it's not very difficult to say the right things to women who's even had one heartbreak or watched a deep movie.
Yeah.
And he looks like that. He is a good looking guy. And I don't feel he would have changed. She needed to make it way more difficult because they went to church before this. Well, it's not like you didn't have God in your corner this entire time. As a motivational speaker, you are speaking God to these women.
Kind of. There's a video surfaced from a few years ago of him saying how he doesn't rely on God. Yeah, he was saying how that, you know what I'm saying, for him it's not about religion, it's about, you know what I'm saying, this all the stuff that he was saying before, he was saying the opposite. Like he was saying that it wasn't about religion and stuff. Yeah, it was.
I see more hypocrisy then.
It was messy. I wish I would have pulled that video, but that video was on another video, so I couldn't pull like the video. I was like, I couldn't get to it, but yeah. But I like what Anna Third is saying and DJ MJ Beats. That's troubling. I find it's troubling with the speaking in the third person, because if you're speaking in the third person, you're not really accepting responsibility. You're saying that character, that name did these mistakes, not me. You know what I'm saying? And that's still kind of not taking responsibility.
And sometimes you can read through people.
You read DJ MJB's thing?
Yes. I did.
Yeah.
He said, if you're speaking in a third person and you're watching the video and also speaking in a third person, now you're speaking in sixth person. Very cool.
Oh man.
That was good.
But I guess our hearts mostly go out to her, though. I hope she finds peace in that situation.
Right.
Absolutely, because she seems like she takes care of herself. She seems to respect him. She does look like a hostage in that video. I mean,
yeah, she did. And he's a big old dude too.
That's a big dude.
Yeah, you see his hands, his arms, like gee whiz.
She's like, I am not a person, and yet here you are. Now I am embarrassed. The world knows who I am. You know, I don't.
Yeah.
Like, what did I do? God, this is absolutely horrible.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just being silly. I was like, I wondered, did they change the bedspreads or like I ain't sleeping in that bed. Like,
throw that whole bed away. They got to throw that whole bed away.
Yeah, dude. I'll be
burn
sleeping
it.
on it.
I mean, we'll see what happens. We got about 12 minutes left. I want to tap on two things before we get out of here. So one of the things that we were talking about at the beginning of the show, me and Cheese, before people really started coming in, was that there was a radio host in Buffalo that was fired from basically, from comparing the complexion of a woman's skin to his toast. So he was saying like the level of toast that he likes to eat, and then he doesn't like his toast like Serena color. He would rather have his toast like Halle Berry color. You know what I'm saying? And then other people were chiming in and giving other celebrities names, his co-hosts. And from that, he was fired from that radio station. Some advertisers pulled money from that radio station. The two co-hosts were suspended. So my question is, can you not make a joke about other races does that automatically make you racist because you make a joke about other races? That is my question.
I feel you can make a joke about other races. I do feel if it's funny and all, but it shouldn't. That joke should not turn into something negative. If you know that this joke that you tell, if that person heard it, they might take it seriously, then maybe, I mean, like you said, the host said, I'll probably get in trouble for this before he introduced that segment. So if you know you'll probably get in trouble for it and you still did it, you kind of asked for that. You needed to have that cleared with somebody to say, hey, is this okay? If you're thinking twice about it, double check. Hey, ask your Black assistant, ask your, co-workers, ask other people to say, hey, do you feel that this is offensive? If they say yes, then chances are take that off your list. You already felt that and you still said it. So in this case, I would say, it's racism involved.
Word.
Yeah. Because I think of it like this, like Camille, like some of her family and friends or people we went to church with, and they're Filipino, and they go, hey, I was like, after church, what's for lunch? And they say, oh, it's Filipino food. And she'd be like, and then one of the pastor wife, or the person would say, it's fried chicken. Like, to me, that's not racist. Like, she's being funny because she know I like chicken, but it's like a little joke behind it. Like, I'm not going to take that personal myself. Maybe other people will, but I'm like, oh, I like that chicken. You know what I mean? I say something like that. It is what it is. Like, I can't be extra sensitive over certain things, especially if I know her intent is not to be racist, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if y'all understand what I'm saying.
I understand what you're saying. Now let's say if we said that. Let's say if we was doing the same thing. We're just talking about how we like our toast and the complexion of our toast, and we were saying, "Yo, I like my toast about the color of Serena Williams." Is that racist, or am I just comparing color of bread to a person's skin color?
He's giving an example. Like, if I would say I like my toast all colors, I like it sometimes burnt. I like it sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
I want some Lupita toast. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that she's a piece of bread. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, of course not.
We're just comparing the color to the skin. But being that we're in the sensitive, time period that we're in, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Maybe my mind frame, I think it went over my head to see to get fired, you know what I'm saying? To lose gigs, to lose sponsorships. I don't see the validity in what he did for that. I just don't.
I do wonder if this was introduced by someone of a minority anchorman or host. Would this have been the same result? Is it because this was a white male that has introduced this topic? Do you think he's being racially charged, not his?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If we were to do that, if we were to say what color toast we like, we wouldn't get backlash for that. Now we're just comparing skin color to toast levels.
Yeah, and I think because he's white too, they feel like he should probably be more sensitive towards that, and he don't have the right to say that because they've been the ones who's been, you know what I mean, the overpowering these group of people for you to say something like that to a black person, that's not cool. We're not like it.
Absolutely. Morgan Wilborn said that if you're within if you have to look around to see who's in the earshot, then you probably shouldn't say the joke.
Word. That's like one of the things in I think we even learned in school too back in the day. Like, if you have to ask, don't do it. Right. If you have to ask, don't say it. Like, if the first thing you think of, am I allowed to say this? Don't say it.
Don't say it.
Just don't
GP. Be careful. All right.
Yeah. It's like by saying this, Jay Leno has actually apologized for some of the jokes that he had told that involved Asians, about Asians, consuming dogs. And apparently he had said this while he was on America's Got Talent, or he was guest host on one of those shows, and I guess it was Korean artists that were performing, and afterwards he had said some joke that did not go live on air. But Gabriel Union was uncomfortable with the comment that was made by Jay Leno, and I guess something happened. But the Asian American community complained about that because he's ready to start be a host of some new game show, and Asian American community was trying to stop him from doing that because of the comments that he made about Asians eating dogs. And now I, as an Asian person, know for a fact that this still exists, but that's in those countries. But when said it to this culture in America, people don't understand. We love our dogs like our family members. We would never think anything like that about it. So I can see why somebody could be like, oh, like that's how they see it. And when that in a way like shows more discrimination against Asians to some people who doesn't necessarily understand it. So he had to actually meet up with the group to apologize and to say, oh, I understand how it can be damaging to that race. So that's why he apologized for it, because he can see how his words can be damaging. Not that the joke was not funny. And he truly believed that when he said it, the audience reacted great. And, he didn't see any harm in it. And I'm okay with that. But later on, for him to apologize, because I don't know if he truly understood or if his money was in the way, but when he apologized, he said that I can see how these words could affect another group. And for that, I will apologize and refrain from those things. So, I don't know, because it's not lies. It should be taken as a joke, but due to some small percentage of people who don't take that as a joke and for some reason take it seriously, it's for those people that these comedians have to watch out for, really. And it is sad that you have to limit yourself, because comedians are the people who like really get the current events, that really talk about the issues that people seem to be hush-hush about. So I would not want the comedians to be censored. But it's like a give and take. Like, if your words seriously, because Jay Leno said this is what's happening, then I guess you are at fault. If one person cuts your joke. Yeah.
It's kind of like the paper bag thing back in the days. Y'all, I don't know, y'all know the story about the paper bag, how they used to compare who's going to be in a house with the skin of a paper bag. They put the black people face towards the paper bag. So maybe if black people are sensitive towards that, and I understand, you know what I mean? But if you see that he didn't mean it in no harm way, and you kind of take him to the side and say, hey man, I don't think that was cool, because black people been going through challenges like this since day one. And you know what I mean? I don't know. I just want to be fair. Because I don't think he should get fired because he said he made a dumb mistake, I guess.
It was poor taste. It was poor taste. But yeah, I don't think it should have been like firing. It's a teaching lesson. But nobody teaches anymore. They just cancel. So we're going to put a pin in it right there. We are coming to a close. Great show this morning. Thank you guys all for watching, chiming in, and sharing your comments and messages. We do appreciate each and every one of you. Cheese, want to say anything before we go? Hey, Cousin Kenny. How you doing, Cousin Kenny?
Love, peace, and happiness.
KK, would you like to say anything before we get out of here?
Thank you, everybody, for joining us this week. Please continue to stay safe and keep your masks on. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.
Turn up. Next week, we're bringing back the one and only Sean Antonio. Will be back on the show next week, so looking forward to that. So you guys wash your ass, brush your teeth, and we will see you then. Thank you so much for checking out the Unique and Cheese Show. Thank you so much to KK for being our special guest every week in a row. Turn up. Do appreciate that. Call Cousin Kitty, say love you, KK. Turn up. So we'll see you guys later on today. Have a great weekend, and hopefully you guys come back and join us next Friday. Please, if you enjoyed it, let your folks know about it. Let's get some more folks in here. All right, you guys, we're out.